People make mistakes, people change, people grow, they evolve. That's what we're supposed to do. I'm not the same person I was 8 years ago. I'm not the same person I was 20 years ago, and neither are you. Everybody changes, and everybody deserves, no matter how many chances it's going to take. I grew up in a family full of drugs and violence. Violence was so normal in my house, and my dad was an abuser, and so I found what was normal for me, and that was being in abusive relationships myself. That led me down an opiate addiction. That quickly led to heroin and being homeless downtown in Salt Lake City for about 4 years. During that time, I was committing crimes to survive, poverty crimes, criminal trespass, stealing food to eat, clothes, things like that. And I racked up quite a bit of charges. The government in Utah did an operation called Rio Grande, where they were cleaning up the open air market downtown. And because of that operation, it came with tons of funding. And that's when I was able to get funding for treatment. Once I got out of treatment and I got my mental health intact and I learned my worth and I went through all this therapy, I felt good on the inside, but I still felt like I was being judged on the outside because I still couldn't get a job. I still couldn't get an apartment. Even though I knew I was worth those things, your mental health has a way of creeping back in when you keep getting denied over and over and over. It has a way of tricking you to think that maybe you don't deserve it. My story is a little unique. Because of Operation Rio Grande, I was able to meet the mayor of the county, and he followed my journey from day one. He gave me a job in his office, and I was there for 5 years. And I was the best employee that office has ever seen. I was on time, I stood late, I did everything that was asked of me. I learned everything that I could possibly learn about the county government because I didn't know anything about it. But I knew that I was given an opportunity that most people do not get, and I was not going to waste that. I mean, if I wasn't given that opportunity that I got to get the great job that I had, I don't know where I would be today. Probably doing the same stuff I was doing before because it's the only thing I knew how to do. This work is so important to me because I want to give people the opportunities that I had, and we shouldn't be held back by our records at all. The Clean Slate movement has provided true freedom, not only for me, but for my children, for my family, and for many, many people in my community. Everybody knows somebody who's affected, whether you want to talk about it or not, you know somebody. So my hope is to get more into the communities, let people know more about it, and then also to track their journeys so that we can have the outcomes, right? And show that people's lives are changing because of this movement. They're getting back into the workforce. They're transitioning off of government benefits. They're buying homes. They're paying their debts off, and they're doing all the things they weren't able to do before. It's good for our economy. It's good for our public safety. It's good for people. It's good for families to give people chances.